I went in and told the management of the gym that I work out at that I was in transition and said, look what I've got. I'm legally Christynne Lili Wrene Wood and I'm a girl. The court says so, my parish in Lakeside says so, my God says so. I need you to scan this in the computer and I need to swap out keys for the right locker room.
All right, guys, so we got to follow up on a story that I did, I think last weekend, about a teenage girl who went to her local YMCA and was in the women's locker room showering, I believe. And she happened to stumble across a biological male in the bathroom and she saw him naked as he was showering. And this event traumatized her so much that she went to the officials at the YMCA to complain about what she saw and the fact that biological males are allowed in the locker room. Now, of course, because California is woke, she was met with pushback and, you know, she was told that she's the one that's in the wrong, and she got upset and she took it to the city council to complain about it, in which, you know, she almost basically broke down in tears over her experience. If you guys don't remember the video I'm talking about, I'm gonna play a little bit of it here real quick.
Good evening, council members and residents of Santee behind me. My name is Rebecca Phillips and I'm 17 years old. I am not a resident of Santee, but I am employed at a local restaurant, the Omelet Factory, and I work out regularly at the Santee YMCA. Just 2 weeks ago, after finishing my shift at my job, I went to the gym to swim laps. As I was showering after my workout, I saw a naked male in the women's locker room. I immediately went back into the shower, terrified, and hid behind their flimsy excuse for a curtain until he was gone. I ran into a bathroom stall to change as quickly as I could, organizing my thoughts to share with the people at the front desk. As I did so, I could only think of my 5-year-old sister, who I bring to this gym during the summer to enjoy their water slides. This is the YMCA, where hundreds of children spend their summer afternoons in childcare camps. This is the YMCA where my little sister took gymnastics lessons. The locker room was supposed to be her safe haven to gossip with her friends and shower and change. When I asked the YMCA management what their policy was regarding transgenders, they confirmed that the man that I saw was indeed allowed to shower wherever he pleased. As long as you are not a red flag on Megan's Law, the California Sex Offender Registry, a grown male can shower alongside a teenage girl at your YMCA location here in Santee. I was made to feel as though I had done something wrong when I talked to people at the YMCA.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. That story has went super viral, is everywhere. And of course, like with all these events, there are protests that break out because this brave 17-year-old decided to speak out. And you have some people, the woke revolutionaries, basically denying the experience of this young 17-year-old girl, basically saying that she's exaggerating, that it's not that big of a deal. Again, these are the same people who tell you that you must believe all women, especially when it comes to their accusations against men. But for whatever reason, when it comes to men who pretend to be women, all that kind of goes out the window.
There are really two main things. One is that we want to set the narrative straight about what actually happened, what the incident was that the young woman went on Tucker Carlson about and claimed that she's so traumatized. What happened was a trans woman used the woman's bathroom and she took a shower, which most people have done if they have a Y membership, they've taken a shower at the Y. And that's all that occurred. And so there's this narrative that's being promoted thanks to outlets like Tucker Carlson and groups like Santee Parents for Choice that some, you know, horrible, evil, abusive incident happened in the bathroom when no, she was just stepping out of the shower. So we want to set the record straight that a woman used the woman's bathroom, and that's all there is to it. Nothing happened to this 17-year-old young woman. So it's been sensationalized.
And some of the protests that have happened at this YMCA have gotten kind of crazy, out of control, to the point where you had people out there almost about to fight, about to go blow for blow with each other over this.
Back up. Back up. out. Why are you calling somebody? Back up. You're about to get fucked up. He's calling his friends when it came one-on-one. Yeah, he kept backing up. He called everybody over here. Yeah, do it. Let him get it. Let him get it. Where's that fucking money? What's up, bitch? Hey. Why are we throwing shit now? We are not doing this.
Yeah, so again, crazy stuff going on. Now, amid all the chaos, the transgender woman / biological man in question actually decided to show themselves, to reveal who they are. Amid all the drama, they want to speak out and give their piece, because they're claiming that this young woman is lying. This young girl is lying because he is in fact not a he. He is a she, according to he. Take a look.
I'm Christynne Lili Wrene Wood. I'm the scary transgender woman that child misidentified as a man. It's me they're talking about, okay?
The transgender woman's name is Christynne Lili Wrene Wood, and today she spoke with ABC 10 News reporter Austin Grabish, saying she's surprised this has gotten so much attention.
Christynne Lili Wrene Wood calls the YMCA her place of harmony. The East County resident does water aerobics with friends here and says she was shocked to learn she recently made international news.
They begin with the lie of there's a naked man in the locker room.
It all started in December when a 17-year-old girl says she saw the backside of a transgender woman in the shower. That person was Wood, who transitioned back in 2016. Wood says she never saw or met the teenager and uses one of the 5 private showers in the women's locker room after her classes.
Did you have the curtain closed and you felt like you had your own private space?
As I'm showering, of course, otherwise I'll soak the floor with water.
Tabloids in New York and the UK have written about the teen's encounter at the YMCA. Wood is now having her voice heard for the first time, speaking exclusively with ABC 10 News. The Y took me inside the empty women's locker room and provided us with these pictures of what I saw. The YMCA stresses it has private showers in the women's change room, as well as a separate gender-neutral bathroom with a shower. But the rest of the women's locker room is open with shared benches.
The YMCA is following and compliant with all state of California laws.
The YMCA now says it is looking at going even further to find ways to increase privacy. Wood is using her faith to get through this and says she won't back down. Fighting is in her blood.
And my great aunt and uncle and my grandparents marched with Dr. King.
And Wood is going to be part of a counter-protest outside the YMCA here. So far, she is the only person that has showed up part of that counter-protest. The YMCA tells us it is in close contact with the San Diego County Sheriff in Santee following those threats of violence that led it to close down early.
And we saw the sheriff's deputies going in earlier. We watched them. They're inside that building right now, obviously watching outside. Ton of drones are overhead, helicopters such as Sky 10 overhead, and the YMCA telling you they are rethinking things.
That's right, Kimberly. They said that they are looking at ways to increase privacy, keeping in mind that while there are already separate women's stalls for people to shower, they're looking at what else they could do to add privacy. Some important context here is that after you leave those showers, there is a bit more of a communal area with shared benches. So they're looking at what else they could do to add privacy, and they tell me they don't want to wait. They want to make sure that everyone feels safe and take action right away.
And certainly a crowd, though, gathering on that lawn behind us, and people have been circling the parking lot throughout the evening, almost wanting to be part of it, but not stopping and going out. A lot of activity here. Thank you, Austin.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so the local press, local media, also pressed another official at the YMCA on how in the world are you going to prevent this from happening again in the future? How are you going to prevent little girls from being terrorized by men in their locker room with penises? And his answer really did not leave much room for hope that the YMCA is actually really going to fix this problem. Take a look.
I mean, how do you do this? I mean, this girl was in the women's locker room and she sees a naked man there who identifies as a woman. What do you do to make sure that this woman and other women don't have to see that if they don't want to?
Absolutely. And, you know, in response to this, you know, we watched the video on social media like everybody else. We read the website, and, you know, our team has automatically been in communication with, you know, folks in Santee. Our operations team has taken a look at floor plans in locker rooms all across the association to ensure that, you know, privacy measures are there.
Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah. And when you talk, well, we just started this, right? I mean, we're talking about just a couple of days ago. The meetings have been held, and so are there things like additional curtains? Are there other things that we can do to make sure that our members feel safe, right? That they feel welcome and that they belong?
Do you think you need a third bathroom maybe? Would that satisfy everybody or not?
Yeah, I think what we want to do is we want to follow the law. You know, when the California State Assembly enacted those state laws that you just referenced on the screen, you know, that's what we follow as the YMCA. You know, we're not the experts in this issue to a certain extent. We're the camp counselors. We're teaching kids how to swim. We're putting on yoga programs for senior citizens. So we follow and we rely on the advice of experts, those guidelines set forth by our elected officials from the state of California. And that's how we'll continue to conduct our organization moving forward.
Are people calling the YMCA saying, hey, listen, I want to come down there and I want to change in the bathroom, but I'm concerned somebody who looks, you know, from the opposite sex is going to be in there? That's going to make me uncomfortable.
Not at all. I mean, I think what people are looking at the YMCA for is a place where all can belong. We're an organization that serves San Diego. We serve people of all walks of life, our community. We are inclusive to everyone, and we are here to support our members, ensure a safe and welcoming environment.
Yeah, so this guy has nothing, right? The YMCA has no response for this. Again, this is not the first time a YMCA has been caught up in this type of scandal where, again, you have biological men using the women's locker room and biological women getting upset because they've been traumatized by the sight of a penis, okay, in a space where you don't expect to see penises. What they should do is say, look, we're going to stand up for the right thing. We don't want women to come here and be traumatized by penises. We do respect, you know, trans people, but they need to use the gender neutral restroom, locker room, or they need to use the men's locker room, and that's just it, right? It is what it is, or technically the locker room that matches their biological sex. And that's it. That's it. I mean, that's what they should say. And they also should say that this law from California is unjust, that California basically including gender as a protected class, saying that you can't discriminate against people based off their gender identity is BS, okay? Because this is not really discrimination. This is just common sense. You're not discriminating against trans people just because you tell them, hey, look, you got to use the restroom that matches your biological sex, okay? Because, again, if you're saying that you are discriminating against transgender people because you are forcing them to use the bathroom that aligns with their biological sex, I can make the argument that you're discriminating against biological women by forcing them to use the bathroom with biological men, right? I think that argument can go both ways, okay? So again, I understand the why in any business in California is stuck between a rock and a hard place here because they risk getting sued by not following the California law. But I think that there needs to be pushback against this because this is ridiculous. Okay? I mean, this is the type of stuff where, again, they are literally living in Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff world. And normally I wouldn't give a damn about what goes on in California because I don't live there. But you have kids that are literally being traumatized by this stuff. These kids, these teenage girls, they don't deserve this. They didn't sign up for this. They just want to go to the gym and, you know, work out and swim and to participate in activities and to go in the locker room and enjoy their time without being exposed to penises, right? I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, why is that such a controversial stance? And then you have these woke revolutionaries denying this young teenage girl's reality. Again, these are the same people that literally lectured us on how you're supposed to believe women. When women claim they have a traumatic experience with men, you're supposed to believe them. Believe all women, except women who make claims against men who want to be women, right? But if you're a straight man and a woman makes a claim against you, you have to believe them no matter what. Again, it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But hey, I mean, you know, this is California. I typically wouldn't care, but again, you have children that are negatively being affected by this. They're being traumatized by this, and they don't deserve this. They really don't. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.